Hello, it's Alex here with Kelowna now. I'm with my boys. I feel like it's been a hot minute since we've done an episode together.
It's been a while.
So
It's been it wasn't nice like this one.
No.
There's no market.
There's no market.
No market.
Oh, yeah,
There's
the
plenty of
farmers
parking.
market.
There's no parking now.
yeah, go check out the Kelowna Farmers Market, guys.
Support local.
Yeah, good
No
fresh
tariffs.
food. Yeah. Thank you for coming in. I know that you guys have been busy. You've, done a few more projects, or we're here to talk about a custom lake home project and kind of go through some of the images. So I'm excited to kick off and bring up the first photo to start diving into this beautiful home that Lux Home has custom built.
Yeah, this was a nice project that we did. Obviously, it's a custom home. The clients came to us with a set of drawings, and we were able to bring that vision to life. So, yeah, this is their main floor, open concept kitchen living room area. You can see that it's got twin multi-slide lift and slide doors. That they're 18 feet each, so they're 18 feet by 8 feet, and you know, when two panes slide over, it really opens up that whole entire living space to an outdoor-indoor living space.
Can we go back to that image? I really want to talk about this.
It's actually a stunning feature that the architect came up with for those doors to slide open. Like, you get that real inside-outside concept feeling where you see those two little chairs there on the R left. You know, that's where the driveway is. You kind of drive up. It's very inviting. You can walk straight through to your deck. You get an amazing view when you get out onto the deck, and there's a tram down to the lake there. It's super custom and high end for sure.
I have never seen a house that has, like, instead of two walls, like, not only are you so lucky that you have that lake view, but the fact that you have this, you really feel like you're outdoors, but you're in this beautiful home.
I think one of the things with that, the design idea, the inspiration was it's not an overly large home.
Yeah.
It's like you get that indoor outdoor living space, and it really opens it up when you can open up those doors there and see right through. What do you think, Brody?
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you approach the home, like Brad was saying, from the driveway, you can see right through to the lake. The outdoor has a large covered deck, so that kind of brings more living space to it, and it really is set up for a nice entertaining area.
I guess you're not really walking around naked around there, or maybe you are.
I never have, so
I
not my
wouldn't
home.
want to see it if you was.
No, but it's so cool, and like that's such a good point. Like bringing that extra light, like the house seems, you said it's not that big, but it seems a lot bigger. So do you think you're going to start building or suggesting this kind of look for other homes that are maybe on the water?
I think a lot of it depends on what the client wants in their space. Like, this is also a complex lot in that it's fairly steep where we could build, so there's a lot of excavation that went into it. And, you know, we hit some bad ground there, so there's a lot of the geotech engineering that went into it. So, you know, if you had a larger home, the footprint of that home would be bigger and be a more expensive build as well. I think a lot of the home shows really well, too, because our client really had a vision, did a good job furnishing it as well, you know, with that minimalist kind of look on there. So I think that helps out make it look a lot bigger than it is as well. But the outside deck is massive. There's a lot of outdoor living space there that just you can use, you know, through 3 seasons pretty much.
RJ, let's go back to the patio, and then I'll let you know when to go next. Let's go back to the patio image, because that space right there, just having that space alone, like you said, all seasons, like you could be out there in the fall, even winter with a fireplace. Like that is the dream right there.
It's a very indoor-y type feel too, because of the tile that's chosen for the deck to finish. Like, maybe Brody, you want to talk about this a bit, because you went through a lot of the
Yeah, it's a pedestal porcelain tile, so the deck surface is actually below what you see there. So it does give it a very indoor-outdoor feel. It also has a flush threshold on those large sliding glass doors. So it's a smooth, there's no dip, there's no toe stubber. You walk straight from the main floor out onto that deck surface. It's all one level. But those pedestals are really quite nice because there's no slope on that deck. There is on the surface below that you can't see, but you know, if you were to spill a drink or wash something, everything flows through the tiles down through the drain system that's below, that's hidden.
So your typical tile you'd see would have like grout lines in there. These are just spaces in there, right?
Yeah, they're just spaces. Cool. They sit on a pedestal. Like I said, there's a sloped deck surface below that everything drains into. So yeah, it really gives a nice feel. It's a warm feel when you're out there for sure.
Very cool, and that's always good, easy cleaning when you can just...
Yeah, you can just hose everything down and you don't have any puddling. Everything just kind of washes away. Yeah.
I have noticed, why is it that sometimes, like in that image, you see that they chose like a nice glass? Is that because you're allowed to use a glass, like not
Handrail?
Yeah, because I've seen some spaces, and I've seen it in condos, buildings and stuff, and I've actually lived in stuff where they have like bars, so then you go lie by the pool or you go lie and you can't actually see the view and it's ruined.
I think it comes down to cost for a lot of people.
It does come down to cost. So that glass railing specifically, it's a base shoe design, and she didn't want the posts. So that is something that she took into consideration, that she didn't want the posts obstructing her view when she's sitting down, that exact thing that you're talking about. So she really wanted that look of like, you know, a see-through unobstructed view. The only piece is that top cap rail on that glass railing. And that's a code. There is a way around it, but it almost doubles the cost of the glass when you remove that top cap rail.
Okay, good to know. Okay, maybe we'll go to the bathroom photo. I think that was what was next. We seem to be having, there we go. Okay, concrete, is that concrete?
No, that's just tile.
Oh.
That's a tile look on there. There's
I
no
can see
shower
the
glass and
lines.
everything, so it's a very open feeling when you go in there. The house was kind of designed to around like kind of aging in place, right? There's no thresholds in the showers. So if you ever have to have a wheelchair, that's kind of like going back to Brody's comment about the patio doors there with zero threshold as well.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, so this entire, you can't see it in this photo. You can kind of see it in the mirror reflection, but the wall behind you is completely tiled. The wall to the right of this photo is completely tiled. So, you know, when you're in there, you can just kind of have a shower party if you wanted to and not have to worry about, you know, getting your walls wet or anything like that. But again, with the design of the interior that the homeowner chose, everything really flows together quite nicely, and it really gives it a minimalistic feel, but at the same time
luxury, like this spa, like environment, like this is a place, like this bathroom, I want to go there. Like you said, a shower party, like that looks just amazing.
It's definitely a very high-end finish home for sure.
Yeah.
Like with the finishes that went into the thought process that went into it. It is like a spa.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite photos probably coming up is the bunk room, but you just look at the level of detail that's in that.
I feel like you could have like, lots of wellness parties there. I mean, other kind of parties, but it looks so spa-like. Okay, RJ, let's give us the next photo.
Yeah, so this is the other side of that open concept living room kitchen area. Again, you know, just a very simple design, but with the tones that she chose. It should be noted that this homeowner, the clients didn't use an interior designer, so she had a vision in her head of what she wanted, and when she executed it really came together. That kitchen island features a nice waterfall countertop edge, and then she's got the rift white oak cabinets in there. So
there's built-in plugs too into the drawers, right, for hidden plugs in the kitchen as
there's
that's very cool.
Yeah, there's a couple nice features in that kitchen, in the cabinetry itself, that really, you know, they're cut above.
Well, you're a big cook. There's a lot of things that like I notice in my kitchen because it's older that I'm like, oh, I need an outlet here, or like it just, that flow doesn't really always work. This is why custom.
I'm a big cook. I'm a big smoker, barbecuer.
Sorry.
Go Traeger.
Yeah, and a nice thing too is like you don't want to see the plugs everywhere, so that's
ugly.
When they did the kitchen design, you know, they're hidden, they're behind drawer faces that drop down and things like that. There's, you know, it's a nice design that is clean. The one thing too is the up down lighting on the cabinetry. It was the first time that I'd seen the up lighting done, and I didn't really understand it when we were planning it out, but you know, once she decorated and had everything finished, it all made sense.
Very cool. Okay, RJ, show us the living room. Closer details to that.
This is, again, another favorite part of the house for me is this whole just kind of sitting area. It's kind of nice too that there's no TV
I was
there.
just gonna say.
You know, it's kind of a place where you just go, you can relax, read a book, scroll your phone or whatever, or else talk to other human beings, not through technology,
oh my
right?
God, I love that. You said that. Talk to other people.
Yeah,
I'm coming to your house and talking to you in your living room.
you do talk, and I leave when you come into the living room. But yeah, the fireplace, I like the whole detail there and like the storage beside it. I think it all just kind of goes well together. And like Brody said, the homeowner did the whole design herself, and it's a very clean look. It's very well thought out and rolls really well.
Well, and like the coloring, like the natural, like I kind of am surprised, but it looks so good, the black, because the rest of the house is very like those neutral colors, and then we got this beautiful black fireplace.
And I love the photo of the painting up there too. I believe her friend painted that.
Oh,
I think so, yeah.
And when I walked in there and seen it for the first time, I was like, wow.
The color
amazing.
pops.
Yeah.
It really does.
But that almost doesn't even look real, like the frame of the glass door, like you're looking that way, and we don't have the shot, but it's the water on the side. Like
yeah, that's that feel that we keep bringing up, that indoor outdoor feel. Like you can kind of tell from this view that like the house sits down from the road, and then it sits up from the lake. So you know, technically you really could walk around naked if you were the only person home, because you can't really see in those doors from the lake or from the road. So you still get this nice private feel when you're in the home, and you can see nature out both sides.
And they do have auto screens too, right?
Oh,
auto
yeah.
They do.
blinds.
They
very
do.
cool.
If you timed it properly,
Where's the fun
you
of
can just
that,
hit
though?
the button and down they go.
Nice. Do we have another photo, RJ?
Brad's just waiting for his favorite one to pop up here.
This is a cool photo too. Where is this? Is this heading down?
This
or
is
up?
coming down from the upper deck. So that's a board form wall there. It's got for the concrete, it's got a cool look to it. And then those
Very
stairs
cool.
is it 3-inch fir, clear fir?
Yeah, they're 3-inch by 12-inch Doug fir. So it's all custom made. The railing was all custom made. It's, again, this wasn't part of her design. We kind of had to work with a budget on what exactly she wanted and what she wanted to spend on this feature. Originally, it was going to be an all metal staircase, and then she really didn't think she wanted all that black metal. So then we wanted to soften it with some wood tone, and then we ended up going with the full wood stringer stair combo. And yeah, when it came together again, it just turned out gorgeous.
It looks amazing. And there's a lot of steps to just building those stairs. We template them on site, right, Brody?
We templated them, cut them, took them off site, stained it. And like there's a minimal amount of stain that was put on that because she wanted that wood grain to pop. So then we brought it back, put it all back together, put it back in place, then templated the hand railings. Even the hand railings, like there was some back and forth with the design of it to really achieve what she wanted. She didn't want anything that, you know, stuck out too far and was too bulky, so that it took away from the overall look. And yeah, when it was all said and done, it really turned out well. And the board form wall, again, like, you know, that could have been a simple concrete wall, or it could have even been a wood framed wall, but she knew what she wanted. She wanted to show that feature.
Okay, this is the second house that we've done this kind of like walk through, and it is crazy. I never thought of a house being like a feature like stairs, but the other house we showed that one time, like the staircase, that was your favorite.
Yeah, I did. Well, I like that one because it's 3 floors, so it went through, right? So it looked pretty good in the way everything lined up.
Who would have thought that stairs are kind of like sexy or
and
like luxury?
The amount of woodworking that goes into a custom set of stairs too, when you really get to feature it, it's something to appreciate, because like a lot of man hours go into something.
And a lot of talent too. It's not just mass produced or anything like that. It took some skill to build that, and some thought too, right? So
Very cool. Okay, next photo. I'm excited to see Brad's favorite photo. Okay, so master bedroom?
This actually isn't the master bedroom. This is the guest bedroom below. This house is a walkout style basement. So this is the downstairs.
Okay.
It matches the master bedroom above, but it's just a little bit of a different layout. And I mean, same with this. So you've got that drywalled shelf behind the bed. typically in most homes that wall would go right to the ceiling, but she wanted us to keep that feature where the step of the concrete is, so that there was a ledge for pictures and decorations down the road.
Very nice.
But yeah, you can see that walks right out onto the patio.
Okay. This is also downstairs.
This is downstairs, yeah. This is a coffee bar area, I guess. Little meeting room. That's a Samsung Smart.
That's a TV.
I was
actually.
going to say, we have no TV again.
No, that's the TV.
That is the TV.
Pulls off the wall.
There's a kitchenette behind the couches that you can't see here,
Yeah.
and then there's a slider window that's installed flush to the countertop,
For
so
a pass through.
you can pass through. Again, there's a large covered patio outside
cool.
those windows, so again, bringing that indoor-outdoor living space together, it really flows nicely.
Into the bunk room that we can
Yes.
see there.
And then this is the custom bunk beds. So
This is one of the coolest things that I've seen. I've also, like, at Christina Lake, I'm like, I want my parents to do this to our cabin. Like, how cool is that?
It's very cool. It looks really good. It looks amazing in the photos. It looks better in person.
Yeah.
and this was, again, the homeowner just had a photo from a magazine and
Yeah.
just said, like,
This is what I want.
this is what I want. How do we achieve it? And we came up with, everything basically to build it, and also trying to keep the costs down. So, we cladded LVLs and we cladded wood so that we didn't have to buy, raw white oak to build this, and the staining, like everything kind of went in to match the shiplap wall, and it was really a lot of craftsmanship went into this feature, and a lot of design time too. Going back and forth with her on exactly what it was going to look like, because when you're dealing with a 4x7 photo out of a magazine that's been taken a photo of from your iPhone, scanned onto a computer, like, the details of it are really a feature that you got to capture. And yeah, it really came together. That craftsmanship in that bunk bed is something that we're all pretty proud of.
You guys made a bunk bed look luxury.
It's very luxurious.
Like, think of bunk beds that you grew up on, or that kids, metal bunk beds that
Rickety, shaking everywhere.
like kind of like
And
cheap.
those aren't single beds
No,
either.
they're double.
Like,
Those are
That's luxury.
double beds.
Yeah.
Even like the cubby holes behind each bed, and the reading lights and everything, like that's all a credit to the homeowner and her vision.
And I think, like, we spent a lot of time, like Brody said, with the design trying to figure it out as well. I feel like it was one of the most man-hour intensive portions of the project that we had between Brody's time, my time, and the guy's time on site there.
Yeah,
Dealing with
and
it.
like I'll be totally honest, I just kept searching IKEA to be like, can I just buy a bunk bed like this? Like,
No.
how do I build this? How do I get the guys to clad it? How do we make it match the shiplap walls that are there? Like,
Because then there's a detail underneath there too. Like, you can't just put 2x4s across, right? You want to, if you're lying down there, you want to look at something nice as well.
yeah, so it's
There's light
all
and stuff, right? So
it's all covered up. Again, it's the same wood that went into the cabinetry. It's all white oak cladding, and those are white oak full solid lumber for the ladder. The ladder's all mortised in, like no visible fasteners.
Yeah.
It's
stunning.
yeah.
who knew we could talk about beds this much?
No, like, actually, we could have just done an episode just on that bunk bed. Like, it is insane.
I mean, even like trying to figure out the weight capacity, because like I said, they're not single beds. So like having that free floating,
Yeah.
like you can get a big man
I was
up
just gonna say,
there,
two
or
boys
two
up
big
there.
men. Like, we wanted to
Yeah.
make sure that like this thing isn't going to sag, it's not going to buckle. You can put two couples up there,
Yeah.
and when they're done in the shower party, they can go have a nap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, what's our next photo? Okay, so this is the
This
house
is the
is
front of the
small.
house.
Like,
Yep.
it's not a huge house.
It's
but
about what, just over 2,000 square feet?
Okay,
Yep.
living
that's
space?
actually a good size.
It's like a decent size, but you'd think potentially be a lot larger, right?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but like, this is I guess from up at the road above there, looking down the driveway, when you come up, it's just, everything looks amazing on it. The
Yeah.
landscaping, you got more of the pavers there.
Yeah.
on the pedestals when you come up. So it kind of matches the flow when you enter, walk through the house, and onto the other deck.
So I don't think I've asked you guys this question before. Do you guys help like your contacts, or is it the landscaping all like clients, or do you guys work with landscaping, or when you design
We
it?
do work with them for this house particularly. They had a friend who did all the landscaping for them. We took care of all the driveway, the gravel work, but they had a vision for the plants and the shrubs and the trees, and they came in and executed it, and it all really pulled together.
But typically there'd be like one of our sub trades. We just use them, come up with a design, and install it, and
Very
then it's
cool.
complete.
Nice. All right, are we out of photos, or do we have a few more? Okay,
This
back to the
just
living room again.
back to the living room, and just shows you that open concept.
I was just gonna say maybe we didn't have a photo of the master bedroom.
It looked like the one in the basement.
Okay,
but
so
with
is 2 bedrooms and then the bunk room?
there's 3 bedrooms.
Okay.
1 downstairs, 2 upstairs, and then the bunk room.
That's
There's
actually-
4 bedrooms.
that's-
4 bedrooms.
it can,
Or 3 in the bunk room.
Yeah.
can host a lot of people.
It can. It
Okay, and then I don't think we really, I mean, right now this is the down part, like the background that's behind us is part of the house as well. So this is the basement.
This is looking out.
There we go. Yeah.
That's looking out from that kitchen
Coffee
living
bar.
room
Oh, okay.
area. So that pass-through window that we were talking about is right behind us. And then, again, a nice covered patio living space. There's a little barbecue area behind the concrete wall on the right there.
And an outdoor shower as well, just around the corner.
There's an outdoor shower. So when you come up from the beach,
Yeah.
There's a lot of little well thought out details in there too that she thought of. Even when you walk in through the entrance door, I don't think we have a photo of it, but just the cabinetry she has there. Every space of the house is used for storage and
Like
to
really
look good. Yeah.
well thought out.
yeah.
Okay, well, I love that house. I mean, how can't you? That is like stunning and great work. One last question is, do you think part of the fun of it is, I mean, a lot of time, a lot of energy, like just the bunk head or the bunk beds sound like so much work, but to have a client and their personality come out in these houses must feel like rewarding, and you guys you can really see your client vision come to life.
Yeah, I like when you get stuff that's in their head down onto paper, and then from paper it's finally built, and all the steps that go through there. It's often a lot of questions both ways to try and figure out what exactly it is you're talking about. Because you could say, I understand what you're talking about for the bunk beds, but until it's built, you don't really know. So that's why we ask all those questions and put all that time into the details of it.
Yeah, and like sometimes details aren't conveyed. Not everybody, speaks the same language, so to say. So like sometimes you can explain something, but a rendering goes a long way to really try to capture that. And like that is why we try to get drawings and renderings done when we work with interior designers, so that the whole vision, like the colors, the palette, the layout, spatial awareness of how much room certain furniture is going to take up in spaces. It takes a lot to make sure before you get into construction that you've thought of everything and planned everything out properly. Because even in that house, she knew she was restricted in that lower coffee area. And then once it got built, she was like, oh, it's even tighter than I thought it was going to be. But she was like, the furniture I picked will still fit and we'll make it work. And, it gives it that house particular gives it a good feel when you're downstairs.
Very cool. Well, I love show and tell, so I hope we do another show and tell because you guys are killing it. So if you guys are looking for a custom home or you're wanting to, start the journey, I really highly recommend Lux Homes. They're not only nice guys, but they really truly care, as you can see, because that was a stunning home again. So we'll see you for another episode, and thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having us.